Hello, I am out here, or we are out here at Mount Pleasant Cemetery in Monrovia, Indiana, or Hall, on Hurt Road. Christopher Kolenda has just ridden up. He's with the Fallen Hero Honor Ride, riding over 1,700 miles, honoring 6 fallen heroes, including William Ryan Fritsche. It's okay, Tanya. No.
I just turned on the video.
Okay. Would you help me?
I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're just going to come over here and then help me with the
Okay. You want me on that side or this side?
We're not a coordinated bunch, I'll tell you.
I hit my ears because they say,
I appreciate y'all being here, and what we'll do is I'll just talk a little bit about what Ryan meant to us in the unit, and then we'll I'll lay down a coin. We'll play taps and have a moment of silence, and then I'll talk a little bit about this bike and the honor ride and the foundation that we're supporting. Yeah, I think leaders have to have 3 things, 3 C's. They got to care about people, they got to have character, they got to have competence. So they got to be good at what they do, and they have to be reliable. They have to exemplify the values of the organization. And all 3 of those are absolutely vital to good leadership. And Ryan exemplified every bit of that. You know, he was the kind of person that was exceptionally good at everything that he did. As an infantry non-commissioned officer, as a paratrooper, he was extraordinarily good. He was our school's NCO, which meant that he was responsible for getting people to different professional schools so they could advance their careers and achieve the competencies that they needed to in order to thrive. And he had a particular challenge where we had just become a part of the 173rd Airborne, and we had to send a whole bunch of people to airborne school. We had to send a couple hundred people to airborne school and do all of this before we deployed to Afghanistan. So we had to get them back in time to train them up and get that all done. It was like Mission Impossible. And one guy did it, and that was Ryan Fritsche. I still have people writing me to this day saying, you know what? Ryan went out of his way to make sure that I got this school and did it in the right order and got back in time. And had that not been the case, I wouldn't be where I am in my career today. I mean, that's just one example of that kind of person, and how much he meant to us. I think it's really important for an organization. We had about 800 paratroopers in our unit, and it's important that we have always believed that if you take care of people, they're going to take care of you. And Ryan always did. Always did. And I mean, everybody in the unit just was touched by him. And everybody in the unit just absolutely fell in love. So he was something special to us. I'm just lost at the same time. I feel very fortunate.
23 years.
Honor guard. And halt! Freeze! Hold! Order! Hold! Right, trip!
Let's have a moment of silence for Ryan. Thank you. This is a special bike. It's got the names. It's got the names of our 6 paratroopers who were killed in 2007, right here on the top. It's got their medals here. So Ryan was awarded the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. And I decided that it's 15 years since that deployment, and one of the things that our troopers did out there was extraordinary, which was motivating a large insurgent group to stop fighting and switch sides. I think it's the only time in the history of the Afghanistan conflict that happened. But in the summer of 2007, it was one of the deadliest places in the country. And so, you know, six of our troopers were killed then, and you know, over the course of that several months. And you know, I've always wanted to do something as a 15-year approach. I want to do something special to honor their service and sacrifice, and to let you know, to let folks know that we're still thinking about them, you know, 15 years later. And so I decided I wanted to visit the graves of all 6. And they're buried. Chris Pfeiffer's buried in Spalding, Nebraska. Adrian Hike is buried in Carroll, Iowa. Jacob Lowell is buried just south of Chicago. Ryan is buried here, and then we've got Dave Boris is buried in eastern Pennsylvania, and then Tom Bostic is buried at Arlington National Cemetery. So that's about 1,700 miles. And I figured I could drive the distance, but it just wouldn't be substantial enough. Please sit down. It wouldn't be substantial enough. I could walk the distance, but it'd just take way too long. So I figured, I know what I could do. I can ride a bicycle. I can ride a bicycle 1,700 miles. And so I got a road bike, hired a cycling coach to get myself in shape, and then started telling people, so check it out. I think we just almost crossed the halfway mark today. And I also thought that, maybe we can do some good with this. Maybe we can do some good with this ride. So the Honor Ride is about supporting our fallen heroes, remembering them, and also remembering or supporting their buddies who need help, and their families who need help. One of the things that happens with veterans, a lot of veterans will look back at their time in combat. Some of you might feel the same way. They'll look back in their time at war and say, these are among the happiest days of my life. Despite the heartache, despite the heartbreak, despite the hardship. And part of the reason is they're like at the top of what's called the happiness curve. The happiness curve goes like a U. The top of the curve on the one side is about age 20, and the top of the curve on the other side is your early 60s. The bottom of the U is age 47. And so most of the folks who were in combat with us were 18 to 27 years old. So at the top of the curve, they've got this tremendous sense of purpose. Like, I am defending my country against the people who attacked us on September 11th. I have this awesome sense of belonging that the person to my left and the person to my right has got my back, and I've got theirs. And I've got the weight of the entire United States of America that wants me to be successful. That is an awesome feeling. And at some point you leave that. And you enter the real world. And as you're entering the real world, you no longer feel that same sense of purpose. You don't have this sense of belonging anymore. You don't feel like the person to my left and the person to my right has got my back. In fact, oftentimes you feel like they're trying to stab it. And you're like, nobody gets me. Nobody's got my back. Nobody knows how to help. And this is what a lot of veterans go through. I mean, and especially ones who have been in the kind of combat that we faced. I mean, combat's kind of like a glacier moving through your life. Yeah, I was crossing a few days ago, crossing the Missouri River from Nebraska into Iowa. And the Missouri is a glacier-cut river. So, glacier cuts it, and then it totally changed the terrain around it as it did so. It made deep grooves for that river. It made a huge floodplain where a lot of stuff grows, and also created new things. It's very easy to stay in the grooves. After this glacier moves through your life. And I think for families, it's glacier moves through your life too. When your loved one passes away, when your loved one dies. And some people are able to kind of pivot and find new purpose pretty quickly. Others struggle for a long time. And if we're not careful, sometimes that struggle crosses a line into depression, self-harm, substance abuse, and death by suicide. I think in America we've lost over 7,000 service members killed in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Over 30,000 veterans since September 11th have died by suicide. 4 times that. Within our own unit, within our own group of 800, we have now lost more to substance abuse and death by suicide than were killed in action. We lost a guy 6 weeks ago to suicide. another one 2 months ago to essentially drinking safety. One of our best non-commissioned officers, he was one of Ryan's friends in the unit. His name is Justin. Top 1% guy in 2007. He now lives in a dumpster. He lives in a dumpster in a city outside of a city library in Northern California. He's a meth addict. And I just can't know this is happening and not try to do something about it. I mean, these people all had my back for 15 months in Afghanistan, and so that's why I created the Saber 6 Foundation, to help people like Justin, help people who are kind of trapped in the grooves, to find new purpose and new belonging, and in many ways to reforge their lives with new dignity. So that's what the ride is all about, to honor the fallen, and support the living who need help. I really appreciate y'all coming out here and being here and being a part of this, remembering Ryan's service and sacrifice, and I appreciate all of your support in helping the rest of our 800 know that their lives are worth living.
Thank you.
My cousin has something to give to you.
Thank you.
You did it.
I love the shirts.
Thank you, I make those.
Did you really? They're gorgeous.
because you
Oh,
have
I love it.
We made you a tumbler.
Now, how's he going to carry that?
That Seth will do
I
it.
may have to wear it.
Where's
I'll
the?
wear it when I
We put some donations in it for your program too.
And then on this, if you want to like give my company something,
Yep.
I'll give you 25% right. Anything that's ordered from us, I'm
Okay.
just gonna throw 25% wherever you tell us to. So
got
if you just contact us, my business partner, you just get on here and tell him, hey, I was at the Ryan thing. He will set you up. And
Wow.
so.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Let's wait a spot for Cemetary.
No, that's no worries. That's why I got the van. No, that's really cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. And if you want to learn more about the ride, you go to honorride.us. So like honorride.United States, honorride.us, and you can track progress and everything like that. So I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate your love and support, and I look forward to driving on and helping Ryan's buddies who are ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to get a picture of him.
And it is not an electric bike. It is human powered.
It's more impressive with the jump in.
That's right. With the bike.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
That'll probably be like Did you only get a picture?
Sure, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Of course. No, you gotta be in it for me. Thank you. Put the pretty lady up there, right?
She said that he would like to go down and see it, the monument. Did you sneak in?
Yeah.
It's still there.
And I'm sure it's cool.
Hi.
We're gonna look at his coin. He put there.
Okay.
Well, it's been a long time since you
4 years, I think.
Hey, Bruce, how are you?
it's still there. Every time we
bless
clean
you.
and nobody takes
I was
it.
always worried somebody would steal that.
I hope we're not in there. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. I don't think they'll mind you being behind.
Yeah, I'm surprised I still have it.
Yeah, it's been here.
My fourth great grandfather, Server Revolution, his grave is in the
Oh.
corner, about half a mile, like Mary Kibbett's house.
Oh, okay, I'm not.
And I put one of those on there when I first got it.
Yeah.
Played his grave stuff.
Yeah.
Polished the bronze. So I stole my kids.
Well, they have taken things before, but not. It's more the cleanup crew that does it. And so we got something on there. That little angel over there has moved from Ryan to Bill, but it's been here probably 8 years. It moves. Hey,
It was nice.
oh, thank you.
Good to see you, my brother.
Yep, good to see you
So
too.
there's donuts and drinks over there. Somebody has to eat.
Somebody go eat the donuts. Anything you want to say on here?
Appreciate everybody coming out and supporting us, that they always do. And it means a lot that Ryan's still remembered, but all the soldiers. And war is a terrible thing for everybody, for all the wars we've been in. Every war is just a terrible thing for everyone. But if some good can come out of it, which America stands strong because of it, and helping the other people, then, you know, that's what it's all about.
Thank you, Valita.
Wherever it started at, that's what I mean, so. And I think, like I said, I think the county should be able to get us a.
I'm ready to give you guys a hug because you're going to sneak out.
Not with the.
Go over and have some donuts.
I would rather have the hug.
Hey, baby.
Dan, everything.
Oh,
Tells what we offer.
great. Okay.
And it also shows what I've done. It also shows in here, like for fundraising, I actually like set them up a website. I'll run them products, set them up a website, give them a QR code. Anybody that orders 20% bundles directly wherever you want it to go. It's a direct deposit of 20% right off the top.
That's awesome. Glad to see you in person. Haven't seen you in so long.
I was just right down the road right there. My kids have a trainer out here named
Yeah.
Amber, and she's like, okay, man, I'm going to get you in for an hour and a half. I'm going to go to the thing, and I got this. She goes, when do you have to be there? And I go, well, by noon. She goes, yeah, I'm going to need an extra. And I was stuck. I fell off of a slide, 8-foot slide on my head.
Oh my.
And they wanted to do neck surgery. And she's like, let me just get you in.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yes. Is there a sign-up thing, or you want to do some stuff?
All right.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna probably go ahead and shut this off. I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything. I was gonna ask Bruce if he wanted to say anything. How are you doing, Lance? Good. How are you doing? Good. Good. Anything anybody wants to say while I'm still live? Anybody? No? I'm gonna get, let me look at that. I'm just looking at your,
On the back of here, I actually have dates of all the different times that I've worn this. I think I
oh,
might have missed a couple, but I've got 3 or 4 dates on there, and I'll add today on the back of it.
aw. Wow.
My daughter made these, so that's Ryan catching a fish.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a really cool story with that. We were in canoes, and we were up in Minnesota, and you can see how young he was. I don't know what the age. He was 9 or
I'll zoom
10.
out a little bit.
And we both were catching a fish at the same time. No, I'm getting the story wrong. I was taking the picture. Robin, his wife, Ryan's aunt, and Ryan were catching a fish at the same time. So I was trying to take pictures of it. Well, they were catching the same fish. And so when they pulled it in, they both had it. And this
What?
was, this
Wow.
was him holding it up. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
it was
gosh.
So cool.
Aw.
Food tray right here too, brother.
Memory, so-
Yeah, I
So we
guess.
all love that picture. That's great.
Yeah.
I have a
I love it.
The whole family went to Minnesota for
because I do.
Wow.
I do laser engraving.
Yeah. Wonderful memories. That's right. Well, thank you. Hi. Anybody like to say anything while we're still live? No? Okay. All right. Maybe I'll check with, I'll go back here and check with Kenny.
Kenny will have something.
Kenny always has something to say, doesn't he? Something good to say. Hey, Dad. How are you doing, Mr. Hale? Anything you'd like to say while I'm still live? Or Diane? Oh, well, hey, how are you? Anybody have anything they'd like to?
Just want to thank him for doing this on our ride. We lost 6 good men whenever this happened, and just can't say enough about Ryan. He went way before his time. He's never going to be forgotten.
That's right.
Thank him for his service.
It's just a beautiful day and a beautiful cemetery.
It is.
Ryan, he must have been a beautiful human being to serve us like he did, and I'm glad to be here for his sake today.
Thank you, Diane.
It is an excellent cause. It's something that the rest of America needs to remember every day, is that they live in a free world because so many people laid their lives down. There's so many people who went over and fought who are still here, who are really dealing with a lot of tough things in their lives. And
That's right.
we need to be aware of that.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you the first time for coming up.
Yeah. Wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That's the one that charged out here. I had to drive to work. She beat me to it, so.
Let me get, I'll get the front and back of these shirts. Can I get a kind of look at your shirt in the front and the back?
Time to contact us.
The 6 fallen heroes that Chris Kolenda is riding country, 1,700 miles to respect.
Flew across the room, it was like slow motion. I was like, took that first
Thank
breath.
you.
I do remember that.
Thank you. All right, we'll check with Bruce, see if there's anything he'd like to say.
19, he's still living. He's over in North Carolina. They need to go check his story. He's highly good.
How are you?
They're great.
Would either of you like to say anything while I'm still live?
I just want to tell how much I appreciate the gentleman being here. I remember Ryan.
That just made
Yeah.
who wants to go in like that? And that's
That's right. Thank you, Bruce.
We need all American people to understand what's going on.
I want to make it
We need more Americans to open their eyes what's going on in the world today, too.
and
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Colonel.
Thank you, sir.
See if Mr. Bolin has anything to say.
talk about that, but I got to
That's a
pick
good
out
thing. We've sat there and talked about something.
and I need to get with him because he would tell me, he goes, well, we could get together before, but I have all this stuff going on. So now I'm getting ready after the parade. I need to contact him. You give me oh, I need help. Do you want to say something?
I just want to see if Mr. Eric Bolin had anything he'd like to say. I might have to turn around though because the sun is, yeah, now I'm losing my footing. So I can't even see that. Okay, here we go. You don't have to mention anything. I just thought I'd check with you before
It's an honor to be here for this honor ride.
Yes.
Small token for us to be here, but for what they're doing and doing for, I loved what he said about honoring the sacrifice, but also for the living
Yeah.
who are needing some assistance and help. So I'm going to challenge everybody out there to support this cause because the data is out there on how many of them are struggling and how many of them are committing suicide or dying from substance abuse. They need our help. They gave their all for us, many of them. Now we need to give something for them so they can continue to thrive and be successful.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here streaming it too.
Yeah.
And not falling.
I will not fall today.
And it's good that, Kevin, he's behind the camera today, right?
That's right.
He has a face for radio.
You're dead right.
Well, we'll get one more look at this at the bike.
Thank you.
Let's see.
I feel
This is
death. I've had 15 years to reflect on this, and it's always comes up the same. He was doing what he was.
Chris Kolenda.
You don't have to be.
You can follow him on Facebook. Fallen Hero Ride. He's riding 1,700 miles,
I said, I think I knew that.
honoring 6 different fallen heroes from 2007. Made a special trip out here to Mount Pleasant Cemetery in Monrovia, Indiana, off of Hurt Road or some would consider this hall. Thank you for watching this live today, and please like and share, and let's just keep remembering Ryan, keep saying his name, and educating our younger generation.